And I know that 49er fans have already responded by saying, take it easy on Jimmy Garoppolo. And look, I've said this all along. I was going to be the last one on his bandwagon. Until he proved to me that he could be great in a big moment, I was not going to co-sign on Jimmy Garoppolo. And I still haven't and still won't. Now, he might be, good. He's not great. And I thought that the 49ers were able to shield him from having to win games this year. That was a really good team. And I thought they were a better all-around team than the Chiefs. And, you're looking at that defense and Bosa. I thought if the Niners won, I thought Bosa was going to be the MVP. And, in fact, if you looked at this and said, all right, San Francisco won the Super Bowl, what would we be saying today? Andy Reid can't win the big one. Patrick Mahomes got exposed a little bit there. Maybe Garoppolo's a little better than we thought. That defense is great. Kyle Shanahan, he's a brilliant play caller. Redemption from the 28-3 debacle against the Patriots. Didn't turn out that way. Now it's Andy Reid, finally won the big one. Patrick Mahomes, is he going to be an all-time great? And he's only 24, soon to be 25 years of age. And you could go down the list of what was the most important play. It felt like that the game hinged on a couple of plays there. I know that we look at the end of the first half and it's like, they weren't trying to score. You had 3 timeouts. You got your general manager up in the booth going, timeout, call a timeout. To me, that told me everything I needed to know about Kyle Shanahan and Jimmy Garoppolo. What Shanahan thought of Jimmy Garoppolo. Now, you can say, well, we didn't want to give them the ball back. That's not the way I would think if I'm really confident in my quarterback. I'm not going, boy, if we go 3 and out, we give them the ball back. I think you got to be more positive than that, and that is, do we run the football? Do we at least give the impression we're trying to get into field goal range? George Kittle with the offensive pass interference. Look, I don't know what pass interference is from the offensive perspective with the tight end because Kyle Rudolph's wasn't and George Kittle's was. Was it ticky-tack? Yeah, I guess you could say that. Would I have called it? Probably not. But you got into field goal range, or you would have been in field goal range, and you could have added. You got to score touchdowns to beat Kansas City. That is no secret here. You got to score touchdowns. And when you start kicking field goals, eventually Mahomes and the Chiefs will get it right. And I was holding on for dear life because I kept thinking, man, they got to, like at some point, they're going to get a play. At some point. And then I thought the Tyreek Hill one, that's the one that I felt like the 49ers defense went, uh-oh. Because it was one of those where, Mahomes got hit as he threw it and just kind of put it up there, and Tyreek Hill was that wide open. But I thought that was the play that kind of said to the Niners, here we come. Yeah, Paul.
Going back to the end of the first half, do you think Shanahan put the brakes on? I think there was a minute left and 3 timeouts because Garoppolo had that ugly interception about 20 minutes earlier in the game. He was trying to throw it out of bounds and couldn't get out of bounds, and it was a pick. And he said, let's be happy here. He basically said that after the game. I was satisfied with 10-10.
Well, I also think he was saying, there's 2 ways to spin this. He could say, hey, our defense was doing a great job. We held them to 10 points. That's a positive as we go into halftime. I just thought you have the time and you have some weapons. Take a couple of shots here. But I can't be thinking in a negative. I can't be in a negative world there if I'm the head coach, unless I really don't have confidence in Jimmy Garoppolo. And I just don't think Kyle Shanahan did. It's one thing to have Matt Ryan throwing passes when he wins the MVP in a year. It's different when Jimmy Garoppolo is your quarterback. Yeah, McLevin.
It's funny, the guy who has the worst history of time management, Andy Reid, actually gave them another shot by giving them a timeout. It's like Shanahan took over the mantle as the bad clock management guy from Reid. I mean, that was Reid for years, right?
Yeah. And, Kyle Shanahan talked about Jimmy Garoppolo, and after the game that, he said that his quarterback played all right.
I think he did some real good things. When I see the tape, I'll find out more, but, I thought Jimmy played all right.
Yeah, there were a lot of checkdowns here. It wasn't anything that was spectacular. A couple interceptions there. He just never looked threatening, but it was almost enough because that's a really good team. And as you move forward, you move forward with your quarterback. And that's where I still will have doubts about Jimmy Garoppolo. It doesn't mean he can't develop, but he's, I think, 28. So it's not like he's 23, 24. Garoppolo's been around. He just never looked dangerous. He never looked like he was going to threaten you, made you nervous. And, they ran the ball. Well, they averaged over 6 yards per carry. They put pressure on Mahomes. You sort of had them where you wanted them to. Yeah, McLevin.
I'll give you credit for a couple things. You did get the Chiefs win, but also you all season long said your one question was Jimmy G. And to me, that was the only deciding factor. That at the end, he got really cold.
But that's why I said the reason why the Chiefs are favored is because of one player. And that is Mahomes is that much better than Jimmy Garoppolo. Because if you look at the running game, the offensive line, the defense, total defense there, coaches are a push, tight ends are a push. You got some wide receivers, with Tyreek Hill, that gives you a big advantage there. But it was Mahomes is better than Garoppolo. And that's what this came down to. That's why they were favored, and that's why they won the Super Bowl.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV. Stream for free on BR Live or download the Dan Patrick Show app.